at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
And welcome, everybody. So we're going live at a new time tonight. Gizzard moved his show over. He hates Fridays. So we're going to check out a newer time zone, which is a lot easier for me to not be asleep during. So I like doing the midnight show, but I've been falling asleep at like 8 o'clock here. So it's been hit or miss, even though it's not Tuesdays. So I figured I'd go live in the news slot tonight and see what happens. We got Woods joining us. Welcome. Is that a comment from YouTube or is that from over on the Instagram? What happened to my Instagram? That's weird. My Instagram grayed out and won't let me touch it. I wonder why that is. What is this? Well, that shouldn't have anything to do with it. That's weird. My Instagram is somehow glitched, so I don't even know if I'm live on Instagram anymore. I tried to post a link over there, and I guess it didn't like that. It said it's YouTube. Okay. So we've got a bunch of people joining us. Welcome. We got live up on the X over here on the YouTubes and on the Instagram. So I think my mic should be better. I had it turned down, it looks like, for I don't know how many weeks. All right, that's about driving me nuts. So I guess we're just dropping the Instagram. Louder, you're saying? Good. So I don't really have a good plan tonight. Been busy, so I didn't prep much. But we'll go in, and one of the things I like to do to prepare for the show usually is take a look at my history. And that's what we'll do for now. So I'll go over and look at my YouTube history, take a look at some of the videos that watched over there, and I'll use that as what's the word? Rough outline, I guess, for the chat. So we'll see who all joins us tonight, and if I can figure out what to bring up here. I was going to say I didn't really do that much stuff this week. You're going to see a lot of product stuff in here, but I guess I did do some stuff in the middle of everything else. There were some gun things now that I'm looking. Oh, and then we got Dragon Man in here, so that's good. And that's probably enough. We'll go ahead and open it back up here. All right, so I guess I should be screen sharing this, huh? So let me know if I'm missing anything Second Amendment-ish related this week, and we'll dig in. Oh, I guess I have to screen share it. I'm kind of learning the new software, but mostly the issue tonight is that every time I make a new project over here, I have to start from scratch, so I know where the stuff would be in one of my other shows, but I don't know where it is in this show. And now I have to then do this and this. And I think I'm still here, but we're also watching the screen. And I'll just zoom in, hold down the control key and use your scroll wheel, and that'll make the thing zoom for you. And since we don't want all that other junk over there, we'll not take the whole screen, and I'll just do this, and I'll drag all that other junk over to the side, and now I'll have a pretty good view, hopefully, for everybody. No, it still looks like crap. So what's it trying to do? I must have shared the window. Let's remove it from the scene and try that again. Exit screen share and get rid of that message. Let's screen share again. We want the entire screen, and I guess I'll go with that screen. And we'll add that, make it big, and now you get just this. Okay, eventually figure this out. Well, I'm definitely going to have something going on over here. All right, so now I can't see this screen, so I have to move this over. Really what I'm dabbling with is just 2 monitors and trying to turn this thing into very, very large. How big did I make it? 220%. All right, so we'll scroll down a little bit here, and that's this show. What do you know? So otherwise we had Gizzard showing off the new Civivis, and I haven't done my videos yet. There's some new Civivis that have come out. I'm a big fan of the Elementum, so the slip joint, which is a non-locking version of it, sounds amazing. Can't wait to check that out. I haven't even opened mine yet. I'll tag what Woods is talking about there. We can come back to that. So let's see. Then we got the Patreon and channel member Patchorama. So if you're a Patreon or a channel member over here on YouTube and you haven't watched that video, go claim your one of 22 patch things. I don't know if anybody has, but I think with 4 views, I'm guessing not too many people have. So I tried making a secret video last night and went through and sorted a bunch of the patches, well, pretty much all the patches from SHOT Show this last year, and did that live. So if you were, nobody was there. So if you want to watch it, you can watch it after the fact. And then you can pick your patch package, so to speak. Let's see. Like I said, there's a lot of knife stuff. I was doing a knife project, so you're going to see a lot of knife videos show up. Then we get to this garbage. Talk about a piece of crap. So I really like Borderland for sure. I kind of like Ironclad. I don't like everything Ironclad does, but I like Ironclad enough. And then Borderland is one of my favorite things they do. I always complain about their editing because I don't like their editing. I just don't like watching it. It's annoying to watch it because they're editing. But this was the most anti-gun garbage I've seen on their channel yet. So if you want a subtle, how do you say, like a lightweight, oh man, is it lightweight? It's the modern, maybe. I don't know if it's the modern or it's a modern, I guess a better way to say it. It's a modern version of soft gun control. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Soft gun control. Soft anti-gunners. Listen to this 49 minutes of garbage. So anyway, it's pretty bad. It's not going to get your blood boiling, but it might. And it'll definitely be, you'll get frustrated because of how much misinformation is in there. And she's definitely an anti-gunner. And I don't know if she's going after our rights just because she's trying to make her name in the thing, or if she's trying to make money in the deal, or she's some kind of really thinks she's accomplishing anything. But I guess if it's that last one, then maybe she can be educated that how dumb she is. But mess. It was a bad chat. I was hoping it was going to be something good because I pretty much like everything else they do over there, but not that. Oh, I'm not allowed to talk about a members only chat. You got to be a member to know about that one. Let's see. But Gizzard has a couple of shows each week. He's the one that moved his show to Mondays, which is why I'm doing this show early today. See, I'm already falling asleep. This is tactical response chat. Then you had Professor Yamane talking about moving over to Substack. I guess we'll pull that link real quick, drop it in here.
Welcome to Light Over Heat with Professor David Yamani. This week I want to talk about Light Over Heat on Substack.
So Substack is sort of like a blog platform. Well, it technically is a blog platform, I guess. And when this show's up and running, we're rocking on the Substack. We've got a bunch of people that subscribe over there. Thanks to everyone who does. We got one person that pays for a subscription. That's super cool. Thanks for that. I didn't even know you could until that person did. So thank you very much for that. And then mostly, though, we use it just as a place to put data on a shared blog platform. It's decent. It gives us some formatting, and I usually like to, if I'm not doing this, just looking at YouTube for notes, then we'll take these. I'll create notes and put them over on Substack. There are probably 3 channels that I follow on Substack because they do mostly Substack, Open Source Defense, and a couple others. But Open Source Defense is really the only one I know that's on Substack only. There's some writers that I found for like the cartels and the drug war that I'll follow over there, but it's they're very infrequent and less priority than gun stuff. But now that the professor's over there, interested to see what he's going to do over there. A lot of nerds over there, so it'll probably work well for him. Cape Gunworks, talking to an attorney this week. Then you got, I'm not allowed to talk about that one either. Hillbilly does a couple of chats each week. If you're a member of Hillbilly's channel, if you're a member of Gizzard's channel, then you can check out their hidden shows that you're not allowed to know about. Let's see. Then on Tuesday, Tony and the crew do the Gun and Gear Review podcast. They're up to number 565. That's pretty good. Pretty good. We're up to season 10 or 11 or whatever we're at. Whenever we get some sponsors, I'll call it season 11. Right now, we're calling it season 10. But we're at episode like 1920, something like that. 1920. At least that's what I like to say. Then you got Maj. He's been trying to do some fundraising. So I haven't watched every one of his videos, but this one got me interested. Maj has been hanging out in his camper trying to raise the last amount of funds for a matching donor that's given them an opportunity to, if they can match everything, to finish buying the center. So the location that they would have in Philadelphia to do all the free classes and stuff. He's attempting to purchase that, and the donor's matching pledge would accomplish that. So he's trying to find, well, the last I heard, $400. So 400 people to pledge $100 to the center, and that would essentially secure the center. They would own it. So it's pretty neat. Anyway, he's trying to do that, and he's been posting on fairly regularly about different things. So I've watched a couple of them. Then we had Guns for Everyone was live. I think this was Monday night. And they had a Better Way 2A. Who's one of the liberal gun people out there. And, they were chatting about some different topics worth listening to, I suspect. Doing some other videos that, some of the review videos over on the other channel. Let's see, then we have something from the American Suppressor Association that's 44 seconds long, a multi-part educational video series that concisely demonstrate what shooting a suppressed firearm is like, probably. Then you have Gun Club Radio, and I think this was also on Monday. Maybe those were on at the same time. And this was an author. He had it on an author who is on her second book. Her first book was, am I mixing her up? I think her first book was she went around and shot in every state, went to different ranges and stuff, and met people and went to all different states shooting, and made a book about that, which I thought was pretty cool. That was a couple of years back already, at least a year ago. And now she's doing one, The Global Lie of Gun Control, a new book. So Gun Club Radio had her on. Hopefully other people will have her on, because it's an interesting topic. Global gun control issues. Only people we have working on that at all are called like the IPACAC or something, and that's the Alan Gottlieb project. So his wife is doing it, and I don't know if there's things being done, but it's nice to have more people focused on the global issue. Another one from Maj. We'll close that one out of there. Oops, crap. See, that's
I still had value, and
no,
that.
Dang it. So now it's all screwed up. So we'll go down a bit. I think we already looked at all these knives, right? Yeah. This one was worth watching because it was David Hogg being a weirdo. And then Maj talking about it. This one is him talking about somebody on the news, which wasn't that interesting. But this one is. So this is Dragon Man's talking about his pedal cars. So he's talking about his hot rod room, which has changed quite a bit since the last time I visited, since he's opened a whole new building for like 26 of his hot rods. So I think that made room in his 50s room, his 50s rooms, which were garages for something like 14 hot rods or whatever he had at the time, 20 hot rods. So now he's got all this extra room, and he's bought a whole bunch of extra pedal cars. So he's got a whole bunch of pedal cars, and then a whole bunch of airplane pedal cars. I think he said he has the entire set of the airplane pedal cars, if I heard him right. Anyway, watching these little tours is pretty neat, especially if you've been to Dragon Man's, to see how it's changing. And if you haven't been to Dragon Man's, come on. You live in the time when Dragon Man's exists. So this is an opportunity for you and the family that will not be there forever, and is definitely worth any amount of effort to get there. It's an epic situation for multiple reasons: of the military stuff, the gun stuff, 50 stuff if you like it, the hot rods if you like it, the military vehicles is amazing, and just the experience of going to Dragon Man's is it's an effort. It's not easy. It's not like just going to Las Vegas and going to Machine Gun Vegas. I mean, do that. That's fun too. It's different. It's way simpler. You just go to Vegas and give them a phone call, and they'll come get you in a Humvee and drag you over there, let you shoot all you want, and then drive you back home. Dragon Man's is not that. It's more difficult to get to them, and it's worth every bit of effort. So I like watching his videos, getting an update of what's happening up there. Then we have Four Boxes Diner talking about the ATF. This is interesting. A 25-minute video that he starts off saying, like, I don't just make videos for the sake of making videos. And most of the comments are, what are you kidding me? This video was just nothing. It was just a video for the sake of making a video. So, we have people that, if they're going to make their money in gun stuff, then they got to make their money because they got to live. So I'm not against people making money in guns. I'm just always skeptical of people making their money in guns, because they got to say something. You got to hear something. Otherwise, they're not getting paid. So there's going to be something to be said. And unfortunately, there's no ambition to just take new ground. We like to talk about what happened and what's happening, but never what we could do. This is a little bit of gossip on the Valhalla channel. I won't even get into it. It's gossip. Then you got, I was waiting for Gizzard's show to open, and when you do that, the Aegis Gun Care promo will pop open. It's a little short video talking about the Aegis products. Aegis not only is a great product with multiple types of cleaning liquids, and I think they're all liquids. I was going to say gels, but cleaning stuff for your guns. I don't want to say solvents, because they're not really solvents, but they also are a great company that uses their portion of the industry to support good folks, lots of good folks and organizations. So definitely encourage you to check out Aegis if you haven't. Another one from Maj. Those are usually pretty quick, and I don't know about you, but I listen to a lot of videos in double speed. So if I see something as like an 8-minute video or less, I'll flip it to double speed and listen to it in less than 4 minutes. So they happen, you can listen to a bunch of them pretty quick. Sundays, Rich goes live. I think Foss is probably in there. Usually Foss or Gizzard are in there, and they're talking about whatever. Gun Owners Radio is the next in a line of Second Amendment projects to start to fall apart. It's a sad one, because it's for a while, they had been one of the best organizations out there, being a gun owners' rights organization in California, which is a big feather in their cap. Being a gun owners' rights organization is good. Being a gun owners' rights organization in California is better. Being one in Southern California and having such success is amazing. Then hosting things like gun shows, which were banned and fighting for the rights to be able to do that. Awesome, amazing stuff. Doing things to make the gun shows even more interesting. I like the whole concept of it. Unfortunately, they're doing that because they can't do the traditional stuff that a gun show would do, and they need to do something. But regardless, on top of all that, for a long time, they also ran a radio show, which means that regular people driving around in their vehicles, just tuning their radios on their cars or in the wherever they listen to a radio, have the opportunity to hear a conversation that's decent, pleasant, entertaining, and informational about guns and gun owners and the politics of Southern California. That was priceless. There was, it's a priceless effort that was being done. Then they finally, at some point, dropped the radio station part of it and did a podcast, and that was okay. It was live. It wasn't ideal because they had some glitches once in a while. They were hosted by a gun shop who gave them the room for the studio, I guess. And now, last couple of weeks, it looks like they've now gone to pre-recorded, and it is what it is. It's still the same group of people. They're still doing their conversations. But since there's no need to watch it at Sunday at whatever time in the afternoon, couldn't remember it's at 6 or 7 here. But when there's no time, when there's no need to watch it at a specific time, it's going to be like every other thing that isn't live, and it's going to be like, oh, I'll watch that occasionally, when it comes up on my feed. I'll watch it whenever because there's no need to watch it when it's live. And there's no interactivity, and that part sucks. But, everybody's got their own things, their own paths and stuff. So hopefully you're watching this show, you're paying attention to the whole thing, not just what's fed to you. So when these organizations come and go, when the people come and go, when the projects come and go, that's of use to make note of that, to understand everything that's happening. Because if we don't recognize when things end, we have this unrealistic idea of how many things there are working for us. There's not. There have been a lot of things on our side, but right now actively working for us, single fucking digits. There's not much happening for us. And then we bitch and moan, or it does get bitched and moaned that nothing happens when we're not defending ourselves. Well, nobody's doing nothing right now. That's why nothing's happening. We don't have any ambition. So this is frustrating to see that this project is on its downslope from what it had been, and what it brought to the world. And unfortunately, this is happening just a month after we lost a sister. Sisters in Arms, a firearm story. So, Marianne, hold on. I can't think of it. Is it Marianne? I'm drawing a blank right now because I'm trying to think of it. But one of them is staying and the other one is leaving to do other work. And they got to 50 episodes on their television show in Rhode Island / Massachusetts. And that one ended about a month ago. So that's 2 this year so far. Projects that were doing amazing work, that were doing the work of cutting new ground and bringing new people to the awareness, not just to guns, because who gives a shit if more people are picking up a gun if they put it right back down and go around and hate guns afterwards. This taking people to the range bullshit, I agree, fine, take people to the range, but guess what? If everybody that went to the range was a gun owner, we wouldn't be in this spot. People who take people to the range and that's it, think that this is some kind of fucking hobby, this is some kind of, temporary interest that we have, and that, like a remote control car or like a guitar. And it ain't. It's a lot more important than that. So, we got what we got. But that's the point of this show, is to illustrate the comings and goings of the projects that are out there. They're still there. You can still watch their show on Sundays. It's just going to be pre-recorded now as a premiere. There are quite a few people that have been showing up to the live shows, I suspect, just following history. None of them will show up anymore, which sucks. But seeing the communities that are built with live shows is good. I'm a fan of that. It's useful when we need them, and it's fun when we aren't under attack. It would be also amazing if we had entities that were interested in taking our rights on the offense and taking back rights and removing infringements. There we go. Words are big. But no, we have organizations that like to hoard your $30 donations, membership fees, but they don't like to do much when they're not at a point of a bayonet from the other side. All right, so then we get to Saturday, and Brooke does her Mental Health Matters show that she had to rename. We all know why. And this one was what's so good about this? Taking a minute to think about the good side of things, which is, I think, a pretty positive message. If you have seen the meme, oh man, did I get it? It's this little freaking fly flying around. I thought it was a mosquito at first, but now it's just some kind of fruit fly or something. Wait, do I have an orange in here still? Maybe I have an orange in here that's attracting it. Anyhow, if you've seen that meme with a bus driving down a mountain road, and one person, there's two people on the bus, and one person is looking at the side of the cliff on the mountainside, so all they see is the dirt and the darkness and the shadow, and they are kind of on the downside of it. But you look at the other person who's looking out over the side of the cliff, and all they see is sunlight and opportunities and trees and sky and birds and wildlife and everything, and they're enjoying the bus ride. And that's one of those things. You can either look at things on the bright side, or you can look at things on the negative side, and you set your stage for stuff. And so in a lot of times, obviously you can get something happen to you, but for the most part, you can set yourself up to succeed or fail by mindset. Let's see. Then we had Ask Gun Questions. That's me and Tony doing that show. And then you had another one from Ironclad. And if anybody hasn't seen it, this is the Pug on a Dirt Bike music video. Is it going to open, or what's going on? Maybe it'll open.
Most people have no clue that in 2024, the best way to make money with Amazon is not with physical product.
Come on.
Pug on a dirt bike, riding fast and wild. Nunchucks spinning, now dugger than every mile. Metal robots crashing down with every hit. He's got the moves, can't nobody beat this wit. Tiny paws gripping tight at the throttle's edge. Flying high over hills like he's got a pledge. Sparks fly right as the robots hit the ground. Tenacious rider making that fearless sound. Tenacious rider tearing up the road. Metal foes surrender to his daring code.
You can watch that video if you want. Made by robots. Robots are the future. Uh-oh. I don't know how many of those I had open, but that happened. All right, well, I guess that's it. We'll go over and read some of these questions, and then that'll be it. So we'll close that out of there. And I had a couple of them start over here from Woods. There's other people out there. They're just as scared to say anything, I guess. So you are allowed to comment, unlike other shows that just present you with their prepared agenda. We encourage you to be part of our show, to be part of what the internet offers, the interactivity of information going back and forth. I'm going to close everything before I get started because I got stuff all over my screen. It was super weird. So was just saying, watching Lonesome Dove original miniseries, Tommy Lee Jones and Robert Duvall. I think I've seen it. I remember seeing the books all the time growing up, and then I think when it was on, I was not around. I wasn't watching TV, but I think I went back and watched it afterwards when it was on like USA or something. back in the days of cable. And then I can't remember if I've seen it since then. Let me know if it's worth checking out. I seem to remember it was pretty good. And it was, 3 or 4 episodes? Like it was 3 hour long or 2 hour long pieces? Because it was on TV, I think, originally. Let's see. Then the next thing we got from Woods is that there's these 2 guys that take gun questions and answer them. Yep, on Saturdays. You can join Tony and I for Ask Gun Questions. Oh, it's 6 episodes. Okay. Let's see. What am I watching? I was watching a bunch of dumb stuff, actually. I figured out to turn Amazon on my one computer that I watch stuff on. And I've just been watching a bunch of dumb Amazon stuff. I'm watching Meg right now. It's a story about a giant shark that eats people. Chris is out there. Welcome. But yeah, tomorrow, if Tony's around, we'll be answering gun questions again. I guess I could go look and see if I have any questions in the database, but that would spoil my surprise tomorrow. All right, well, guess what? Since it's not rocking and rolling over here, I didn't know. Going earlier, I figured maybe a bunch of gizzards people might show up and actually chat, but they also watch the reloading chat. I might be corking the reloading chat, or they just don't dig my stuff because, me and Gizzard are different shows. But either way, hopefully people will show up and be part of the show. Otherwise, this will also fade away at some point. No time soon, but, nobody likes to just stand around for no reason. Let's see. I didn't see right. I just watched A Complete Unknown. Let me go look what that is. Is that a new one or is that an old one? Oh, I was watching the Bjork movie over here. So, A Complete Unknown. I gotta plug it into my other computer. Oh, from 2024, huh? Oh, I see. It's a documentary-ish type of thing. A biography. In 1961, an unknown 19-year-old Bob Dylan arrives in New York City with his guitar and forges relationships with music icons on his meteoric rise, culminating in a groundbreaking performance that reverberates worldwide. Well, there's some words. I have seen the new Led Zeppelin movie, but I have not seen... I've never even seen a Bob Dylan movie, so I guess I'll watch that for sure. I would say Bob Dylan is not in my top 100. I don't have a problem with him or nothing, but he's just a little bit too old, I guess, for me. He was 19 in 1961. I wasn't even being born yet, so he's way older than me. He's probably like Gizzard's age or something. Yep, they're talking about it being the new Bob Dylan movie. Right on. So otherwise, though, yeah, I was watching Meg earlier. I'll probably put it back on and watch the end of it. I think I've watched it before, but it's been so long and it wasn't that good of a movie for me, so watching it again is basically like watching it again or watching it for the first time. And when I don't pay attention to movies, that's sort of my extra, that's the extra benefit you get of not paying attention to movies when I watch them, is that whenever I watch them for the second or third time, I find things that I didn't know happened in them. So you're not a Woody Guthrie guy either? No, I wouldn't even know a Woody. I don't think I would know a Bob Dylan song, except for that one song where he has like cards and he's standing around in places and the cards fall down. And I would know a Bob Dylan song if I heard it. I don't know if I would know a Woody Guthrie song. He's probably he's like 50s going into the 60s era with acoustic instruments type of thing. That's what I'm assuming. Sometimes after watching a documentary, I'll like a band more, or I'll like a person more. This Land Is Your Land. Oh, really? I thought that was a super old song. Well, that one's kind of bluegrassy, so I'm actually okay with it, but no, I'd have to listen or pay more attention to like a playlist or something, I guess. We touched on some of the stuff I watched, but I don't remember. There's probably some 2A stuff that happened. I'm definitely not your source for 2A crap because nobody's paying me to be a source of 2A crap. We do have a bunch of Patreons who keep the servers going, and we keep a lot of things archived. My goal would not be to follow the news because I think that's the sucker bet. I think following the news distracts the community from getting projects done and doing things. Woody's is the 1930s and 40s Dust Bowl. Oh, okay, yeah. So that's different. That's definitely older than I'm into. I like bluegrass, but I don't go out of my way to buy bluegrass stuff. I just listen to it on like Pandora or something like that. So I guess what I'm saying is I appreciate the Patreons for keeping our projects up and running, and at some point here, whenever it's easy to coast again financially, we'll probably put some effort into finishing the Minuteman University, both the website project and then turning that into a book. Lee Guthrie is also in the movie. Oh, it took me a minute to figure out. I thought Woods was saying that, and I'm like, why is Woods saying Woods? Now I get it. Those two hung out with each other. That makes sense. This was like before the Beatles, so right? Like this was the kind of stuff that the Beatles were like, we don't want to be like them. Woody is Dylan's mentor. Oh, okay. Well, see, when I watch that, I'll learn more about it then. Like, I only know about the Doors from watching that movie. Like, I never read anything about the Doors or paid much attention. I got a couple of friends that really like the Doors and have watched other things, but in any case, I will book out of here at this point because now we're just talking about general stuff. And yeah, I'd rather keep it talking about 2A stuff. I've been thinking about getting some interviews lined up. I definitely have a couple of interviews that are tentatively like lined up. I talked to people at SHOT Show and they were like, yeah, let's do it. And then a couple of them even said, like, followed up and said, yeah, we open some time. Let's do it. So at some point in the near future, we'll have some Mondays. I think I'll keep doing the interviews on Mondays. And I put a couple of feelers out there to see if some people wanted to, some people in the industry wanted to see if the show turned back to a daily show. But like I said, we'll see what happens. This is one step in seeing what happens with an earlier show without much, with no lead up or anything. I didn't put any kind of announcements out there. But now that this show happened, next week people might be able to put it into their schedule if they want. And let me know if we want to have guests on or if I want to have co-hosts. I could do it either way. But we'll just end it at this now. What is this? Stop screen share. Oh yeah, I guess I could click this button. All right, with that, we'll end it. I'll try to find my things here so I can end it in such a way that it doesn't seem awkward. Nope, that didn't work well, so that was really smooth. But anyhow, thanks everybody for joining us, and have a good week, good weekend. We'll be back tomorrow. Brooke will be back tomorrow. Let's see. There might be somebody on tonight. People were joking about being on later tonight or tonight. We'll find out. And then Hillbilly will have a show tomorrow, followed by Foss. DM Foss has the late night evening Saturday show called the Overnight Mouse Party on Saturday nights. That's definitely worth checking out, especially if you're a late night fan or a person who's up in the evenings. Boom. Right on. So thanks everybody for joining us. And now I can finish my smooth exits. Oh, come on. Come on. Jeez. Be mean to me.
Ninja? Ninja! Ninja!
It's 11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.